Yes, certainly. No, sir. I take 7% of it. I will not do any editing to that. Now allow me to give you a situation to what you said. Sir, here's my life. I have, for the past 28 years, I have only done this. So, would you rightfully say so that I am attached to this field? Right? As you said, for the good. I am only doing the good of others. I am having full passion, sir. Adda irka. Okay. So, correct. Correct. So, if I am attached, now there's a big if here. If I am attached to it, as they all said, DK said, you become dependent. Now, let's say there is an earnest desire for me to give this knowledge out, unconditional, no clause, just for your benefit. Past 2 months, no classes. Let's say there are no takers of this knowledge. So here is a genuine desire to give this knowledge to the good, for the well-being of others, and if I am attached to this knowledge to give out, to serve this knowledge, and if there are no takers, what would that do to me? Anna, what would that do to me? Wouldn't it frustrate me? Devastate me? No takers. I will be the most miserable person if I am attached to this very good cause, a noble cause, because there are no takers. I want to give. Would you encourage attachment thereafter? Even a noble initiative like this, if you are attached, it can cause you great agony and misery. Why are there no takers? Why is it happening? Where am I going wrong? There can be a great pain. If you are attached to discipline, it can cause you great disturbance. If you are attached to discipline, if somebody is indisciplined, it can be a great annoying factor. If you are attached to punctuality, if somebody comes late, you can lose your cool over them. Man, I have come all the way to meet you, you're giving me a time and you don't turn up on time. You can disturb. Why? Because you are attached to punctuality. But yet that doesn't mean you shouldn't be punctual. You should be punctual, but also understand that my life doesn't depend on being punctual. My life doesn't depend on being clean. My life doesn't depend on doing anything the way I want it. Attachment is to expect things the way you want it. And the shocking aspect or shocking revelation of attachment is, what is the shocking revelation of attachment? That should terrify you. The word attachment may not terrify you, but what is attachment? So it is not the root cause is attachment. What causes pain is your attachment. So attachment establishes a wrong relationship with whatever you are dealing with. Very, very important to understand. So the moment, let's say you buy a new car, it's but natural to get attached to the car. I'm not saying attached. And when you attach to the car, you have that. You want to keep it in that condition all the time. What condition? Showroom condition. Not good condition. Good condition is okay. Showroom condition you want to keep. So other day my neighbor was saying, because he apparently kept parking the car in front of their gate, or he lives in that same, opposite, in fact parked in front of the gate. Other day he saw a long streak from the front to the end of the car, and he said, it's because I have done that, that's what he did. So the amount of suffering you go through depends on the degree of attachment to the car. Because of your attachment, what has happened? What is the law of attachment? I just said. What is the law of attachment? Manish? Where are you? What's the law of attachment? As you think, so you become. Now you have been thinking of the car, you have become the car. It will happen to you, it has to happen to you. That is the law. The law will never go wrong. It is not my opinion. It is a fact of life. If you attach to money, you are worshipping money. Everything you do, you only deal with money. And if so, the thought of parting, you will have palpitations. The heart will skip a beat to part with money. Because you're so attached to it, it means everything for you, and the moment you can't part for it, you can't part it for your own joy. You go into a showroom, you can have a t-shirt for 200 rupees, you can buy a t-shirt for 1000 rupees also. And you can blindfoldedly afford a 1000 rupee t-shirt, but yet you'll only buy 200 rupees t-shirt. Why? You can look at the positive side, negative side, but I'm only trying to highlight the concept of attachment. Because you're so attached to money, you can afford it, man. Why can't you give yourself that little comfort? You're so attached to it, you can't enjoy. Neither will you enjoy, neither will you allow others to enjoy, if you're attached to it. So even to enjoy your own wealth, you must be detached. So wealth is only a commodity which can be exchanged with sense objects. If I realize I needed this timepiece, it has a price, it serves me, I have to pay a few cents more. Why not? What's the big deal? Pay that few cents more and get served. That's all, isn't it? Why are you holding on to something, and then the moment you become attached to something, you are no more the possessor. You are no more the possessor. Sir, when there are two things, it is me and the object, isn't it? With reference to these objects, I am the possessor, this is the possessed. Simple as that. But what happens when I am attached to it? That is possessing me. I am the possessed, this is the possessor. Because if this fellow breaks, if something happens to it, it starts determining the state of my mind. If you are attached to your child is not listening to you, you will have sleepless nights over it. If you are attached to your business and your investments and your business not doing well, you will not be able to lead a normal life. Impossible. You become dependent. You become a slave. And what is the most dramatic word for attachment? It should wake you up. If attachment doesn't wake you up, this should wake you up. What is that word? What one word for attachment? Synonym. Philosophically, attachment synonymously means what? Agony. It is very agonizing, very true. And the sad part is we are attached to everything. That's the only thing that can saving us is our ignorance. Ignorance is bliss. You do not know how you are attached to everything that you do. A mother is attached to a child. It's obvious. The mother's thoughts are so involved with the child consumes her life, she is invariably attached to the child. The child doesn't do well, the father says, never mind, it's okay, don't push. Mother gets paranoid. Any mother would feel that way, because her life is the child. The father is not. He is involved with the business, with other work. He has got a divided loyalty, as it were, with other things. In fact, his wife will give him solace if something is going wrong in the business world, a partner is not cooperating. It's okay. Why are you so worried about it? You can move on with life. How long will you hold on to him? Anyway, coming to the last phase of your life, why are you getting so worked up with that partner? Never mind, leave it. It's okay. You've done so good. I know you. The wife is consoling the husband, because that is his area of attachment. You see how life works. There are all areas of attachments, little less or more. But attachment causes it has already taken your freedom from you. The moment you attach, in fact, another word for attachment is suffer. You will suffer, sadly so. You know, Swami Ramatirtha, you will be afraid of reading his works. When I say so, he doesn't spare a word. He says, if you are attached to anything, not only would you lose your object of attachment, in fact, the moment you get attached to something, you lose it. You know, that's another law, an aspect of attachment. He says, if you attach to something, you will lose. If you attach to your son, he'll be dropped dead, he says. It will be taken away. If there's extreme attachment between two people, they can't get along with each other. You're just mentioning relationship, they can't get along. With possessiveness, you can't get along. The extreme possessiveness, extreme rupture, you can't get along, you part ways. Degree of attachment. So what is the terrifying synonym of attachment? Sir, don't refer to thesaurus, sir. Huh? So something which should become a source of joy becomes a source of agony and misery. How much of effort you have done to procure it, you have got it, and then having got it, what happens? You lost it. In fact, you have lost it while you have it. Something becomes a pain while you have it. I don't know, how can you continue to live such a life? That's why it says, Satsangatve Nisangatvam. So with the company of the good, first thing you start reaping is to live a life of detachment. The only way you can find joy in life is to be detached. Even as a sportsman, be detached to the result. Just enjoy the game. Be in that moment, give your best. Whether you are attached to a result, how does it matter whether you are successful or fail, man? It doesn't really matter. Just give your best, what talent you've got exhibited. And with a sportive spirit, go and shake hand to the opponent. And be happy if he has won, because he played a better game that day. That's all. How does it matter whether you lose or win? Be detached to the very sport you have given your life to. Stretch it to the thoughts. Example? Misery. That's what I said, isn't it? I am someone who has been doing this for so many years. I have this desire to give the knowledge if there are no takers. How can I be responsible for your interest in this field? So many people know about it, but you choose not to seek it. How can I have no choice? When I've become the custodian of your conscience, from when I start deciding what you should do and what you shouldn't do, which is to accept me or not accept me, so that is your free will. So I have to respect that. So it stretches and it spreads into every aspect. Just because I love you doesn't mean you must love me back. Finished. So an attachment means a selfish relationship. Attachment only means selfish, sir. Remember that. Selfish. Which is at my. And wherever there is that element of selfishness, you have lost it. It spoils it, as you know. If you are attached to your son, if your son has gone away, the absence of your son, I'm not looking at you. She's thinking I'm looking at him and telling. If you are attached to the son, you will suffer the absence of him. But if you know that is in the best interest of his growth, he is going to be better off being away or being in a place which is taking him away from you. So be it. So the love for him, so that relationship is from a fullness, from growth, you love. Not complain of your own selfishness, of wanting to be him or her with you. Because you need that company more than he following his aspirations. How can you say, no, you forget all that and live with me? I knew a colleague of mine. I'm talking 27 years ago. We were studying in the ashram those days. He visited Hyderabad, from Hyderabad. His name is Vardharaj. Somehow this video should reach that fellow. I hope he's still here. Very good fellow. Vardharaj, sir, Hyderabad Landa. He used to live in Amirpet. He visited once Hyderabad, only son, 3-year residential course in the ashram we were. You're not allowed to leave the ashram, but for some medical purpose he came. So he had to get some medical checkup done, and then during those few days, the parents actually brainwashed him that they are going through mental pain and feeling his absence very dearly, and he should come back and live with them. And you should be able to guess what happened later. He didn't come back to the ashram. Oh, he did come only to collect his collectibles, and he went back. And that's where his sadhana ended. So, sorry, sir? We should not? We should not decide. But I'm trying to just highlight. I'm taking an example. What am I trying to convey here? How the parents truncated a journey a son was he was very passionate of this, but he had to make a choice. Am I to go back to the ashram and live next 2 years and finish the course and come back? Or I cut it midway, leave that, and just to satisfy the emotions of my parents. Not that they were in need of any physical help. They were very hale and healthy. I remember visited them later on. They were very self-sufficient. Not that they were medically needed. Then it's understandable. Somebody would say, hey, you take care of them and come back later on, man. That's not urgency, is your duty towards your parents. That is understandable. But how you encash another person's emotion for your own good, that's attachment, I'm saying. So you are playing with emotions here. Emotional blackmail. Very true. Sir, ma, there is no emotion outside. There is no family structurally out there. Western countries family structure illa. Present பண்ணுவாங்க. Yeah. It's true, very true. Let it start here. We are the people that make the society. Let the change begin here. Let it spread like fire. Isn't it? So, from satsang gets non-attachment. Satsangatve nissangatvam, nissangatve nirmohatvam, nirmohatve nischalatvam. So from non-attachment comes freedom from delusion. You get deluded, as I said, you get clouded in your emotion, you lose your sense of discretion, you lose that sense of clarity, that sense of direction. So you are free from delusion. And once you are free from delusion, you get that clarity, what to. Sometimes you don't know what to do, confused. To be or not to be. The famous words of Hamlet. Correct? To be or not to be. That's the question. Whether it's nobler in the minds to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take up arms against a sea of trouble by opposing, end them. This is where the predicament Hamlet was in. To suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take up arms against a sea of trouble. He has to kill and fight his own uncle. Hamlet's father's ghost came and told him that it is his own uncle killed him. And he married his mother within a month and took over the throne. And this is killing him. What am I to do? Am I to fight? Or am I to give it away? If that be so, let be it. That was the predicament he was in. Sitting on the precipice, he was deciding. So that delusion is no more. Thereafter you become steadfast. Then once you are steadfast, then you get Jivan Mukti, you get liberation. So this is the ladder of rise. There are only two ladders in the spiritual field. The ladder of rise, what you must be interested in all times is to maintain that satsang. So what is the takeaway from this concept, from this 9th verse of Bhaj Govindam, is to be in satsang at all times, which means you got to pick up the best in every situation wherever you are. To be able to take that good element wherever you are, whomever you're dealing with, take that good. So you are in the right company throughout every experience of yours. Sorry, sir? Be a good finder. Pick that. You know, there's a beautiful saying, hate the sin, but not the sinner. There is no reason for you to hate the sinner. You hate the sin. Man, that guy must be having the most terrible quality. Hate that quality, not the personality. The sinner is the individual. Why are you hating him for that quality? Why are you magnifying the quality to be the personality? No. No. திருப்பி சொல்லுங்க. நான் திருப்பி நோ சொல்றேன். Agree with you, completely agree with you. But would you be able to certainly, but certainly, no, we are not even getting into the circumstances, but you associate a sin to a sinner. But do you agree that the sinner is beyond that, only that sin? No, at that moment you only see him as sin. Correct. In fact, you are actually, 1 minute, sir. Actually, what you are saying is exactly what the quality is. Hate the sin, but not the sinner. You don't hate, going by the example, you wouldn't hate your son because he chooses to move on. So you're only hating the quality, but not the personality. Isn't it? So you're actually explaining what the quality is. చెప్పండి సార్.
They will never go.
Sir, let's come back to the see, the coming back to the statement, hate the sin, not the sinner. Now you are bringing in other factors. Don't bring other factors. Examine this statement. The statement is, you may not appreciate or like a specific quality in a person. Fair enough. You are given the credit that you have a taste and you don't like a specific quality. You may hate the quality, but don't extend it to the person. So the analysis they are saying is, the direction they are giving us is, learn to separate that particular quality from the personality. Point one. The next point is, take the personality. You may ask me, sir, why should I separate the quality from the personality? Because if you analyze the personality has got many qualities, isn't it? The personality has got, as I said, 95% there is negative, which is not true, but so there is many qualities that individual possesses. But if I were to hate the sinner, I am clouded by only that particular quality, and I am making the mistake of defining the personality by the quality, which is not true. At that moment, yes. Yeah, but there is no reason for you to hate him, or for you to dissect a relationship with him, or rupture a relationship. Why? You only hate that quality. But why should you brand the personality? Above all, sir, when I look at you, what should I see in you? Take one O out of it. No, take one O out of it. Divinity thou art, isn't it? So if I am only caught up in seeing a quality in you, when will I be able to see the divinity in you? There is so much of good in the worst of us. There is so much of bad in the best of us. It doesn't behove to talk about the rest of us. So you may take a best individual, there is negativity in him. You can pick up a worst individual, there is something good in him. So satsang is to find that good in every individual. So to practice satsang, they are saying, hate the sin man, not the sinner. Very true. But the sadhana for you and me is to see the good in each other. So if you are able to revel and maintain that company, that position, you are in constant satsang. And thereafter, if you come to a level where you're able to process your reaction, as I've said, the raw material, the machinery and the output. If the input is wrong, if the input is of inferior quality, if you have a superior quality of your mind and intellect is superior, your response will be positive. Christ being crucified, Father forgive them, was a response. He processed the negative to a positive response. Somebody is crude to you, you are forgiving him his action. Opposite is, somebody is sharing something positive to you, you are envious at him. Where is that? Where are they? So this is the ladder of rise. In fact, in the 13th verse of Bhajagovindam, he says, Kate kanta dhanagata chinta vatula kim tava nasti niyanta trijagati sajjana sangati reka bhavati bhavarnava tarane nauka. And to having said this, he says, what is the worry over your wife and wealth, O distracted one? The wife and wealth symbolizes Kanchana and Kamini, acquisition, enjoyment. Why are you running behind acquiring an enjoyment, O distracted one? Is there not for you the ordainer? There is a provider. Why don't you surrender to that provider? There is an ordainer. Is there no ordainer for you? There is, isn't it? In the three worlds, association with the good alone becomes the boat to cross the sea of existence. You want to do any good in the three worlds, one solution for your growth is association with the good, satsang. So you're well and truly on path if you're able to maintain that satsang. And then the ladder of fall is in the 62nd, 63rd verse. When we come to the second chapter, when we get to the text, we will read there. But he says all starts with the thought, and how the thought becomes desire, becomes anger. Krodhat bhavati sammohaha, sammohat smriti vibhramaha, smriti vibhramshat buddhinasha, buddhinashat pranashyati. Pranashyati. It all starts with dhyayato vishayan pungsaha sanghasteshu upajayate, sanghat sanjayate kamaha, kamat krodho vijayate. So how it starts with a mere sankalpa, how it becomes anger, mounts into delusion. Smriti bhramshat buddhinasha, you have lost your sense of reasoning, cause your own destruction. Ladder of rise on one side, ladder of fall on one side. So put both these ladders on your desk tomorrow. Permanent engrave panninga. So keep seeing which ladder to take. Rise or fall, rise or fall. Rise down. Okay. And then hopefully should not end with fall. Keep that spirit. Right. So it's good to be back. As I've said, we have been coming back. We come back after 2 months. So with great certainty we will keep it going.